Welcome to the Compliance Officer's Playbook podcast. Today, we're going deep into the EU's crypto regulations.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, we asked for some materials on this, and wow, there's a lot going on.
It's true. The regulatory landscape is it's constantly changing and it's all interconnected. So understanding how these frameworks all work together is well, it's kind of the key to success in this market.
Okay, so let's start with MiCAR, the EU's big new crypto asset regulation.
Right, my car is like the centerpiece.
But it doesn't operate on its own, does it?
No, it's more like imagine all the existing financial rules are already on the table and then my car is this new thing they're trying to squeeze in.
So MiCAR is the new kid on the block, trying to find its place.
Exactly. And then there's MiFID II, the EU's rulebook for traditional finance.
Wait, hold on. MiFID II. How does that apply to crypto?
Well, when crypto assets start to look and act like traditional finance, that's when MiFID II comes in.
Like how?
Well, like tokenized securities. Let's say a company issues shares on a blockchain. Suddenly, they're under MiFID II. It's like putting a digital skin on a regular stock.
So even though it's on a blockchain, it's still got to follow the same rules.
Exactly. And then there's crypto derivatives, things like options and futures contracts based on Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Right.
Those are also considered financial instruments under MiFID II. So you need things like best execution policies and investor suitability assessments.
So if a platform is offering Bitcoin futures trading, they could be subject to MiFID II.
Exactly. Even if they don't deal with like traditional stocks, a lot of companies don't realize this.
Wow. So just because you're dealing with crypto doesn't mean you can ignore the traditional financial regulations.
Yeah, you got to look at the function of the asset, not just the technology behind it.
Okay, that's MiFID II. What about PSD2, the EU's Payment Services Directive? What happens when crypto starts to look like payments?
PSD2 comes into play when CASPs, crypto asset service providers, start doing things that are similar to traditional payment services.
Okay.
So like if a platform lets users pay for stuff directly with crypto and it's instantly converted to euros, then PSD2 might apply.
Wow, PSD2 could apply to crypto transactions.
Yeah, and a lot of platforms think they're only under MiCAR. But PSD2 adds another layer of complexity. For example, if a CASP issues e-money tokens or EMTs.
Like stablecoins.
Yeah, exactly. Like stablecoins pegged to fiat currencies. They could need an e-money license under PSD2.
So they might need another license on top of their MiCAR authorization.
Yeah, and it goes beyond EMTs. If a CSP helps with crypto to fiat transactions as part of a payment service, they'll need to look at PSD2 very carefully.
Okay.
There are rules around customer due diligence, transaction monitoring, and strong customer authentication.
So if a platform is letting users buy things with Bitcoin, they need to figure out if PSD2 applies.
Absolutely. The line between crypto as an investment and crypto as payment is getting blurrier and blurrier, and regulators are definitely paying attention.
So it's not just about protecting investors, it's about consumers too.
Exactly. As the lines blur, understanding where MiCAR ends and PSD2 begins is really important for CASPs in the EU.
So we talked about MiFID II and PSD2, and now there's DORA, the Digital Operational Resilience Act.
Yeah.
This one isn't just about crypto, right?
Right. DORA is more like the EU saying, hey, the financial sector relies on technology now, so everybody needs to follow the same rules for cybersecurity.
So CASPs are caught in the net, even though DORA isn't specifically about crypto.
Exactly. And it makes sense. Crypto is all about technology.
Yeah.
We've seen some pretty big crypto hacks and security breaches.
Right.
And DORA is trying to prevent that by requiring things like strong cybersecurity protocols.
So not just to prevent attacks, but to detect them too.
Exactly. You can't prevent every attack.
Right.
What matters is how you react and how quickly you can recover.
Like when that exchange got hacked last year.
Yeah, exactly. DORA wants to prevent that chaos by making sure CASPs have incident response plans in place.
So if something happens, they know what to do.
Exactly. Who to notify, how to contain the damage.
It's like a fire drill, but for a cyber attack.
Exactly. And DORA also requires regular resilience testing.
What's that?
Things like stress tests, penetration testing system audits, all designed to find any weaknesses before the bad guys do.
Oh, so it's like putting your systems through boot camp.
Yeah, a good way to think about it.
Hmm.
And it's not just about checking boxes for the regulators.
Right.
Strong cybersecurity is about protecting customer data, safeguarding assets, and building trust in the crypto world.
It's got to be the foundation of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we've covered MiCAR, MiFID II, PSD2, and now DORA.
A lot of acronyms.
I know. I'm starting to see how these all fit together, though. Like gears in a machine.
Yeah, they all interact with each other. It can seem complicated, but once you understand the logic, it makes more sense.
Okay, now what about anti-money laundering AML.
AML, it's a big one. It's especially important in the crypto world where anonymity used to be such a big selling point.
And the travel rule. That's causing a lot of headaches, right?
It is. It's basically trying to make crypto transactions more transparent so it's harder to launder money.
Ah, like those suitcases full of cash in spy movies.
Yeah, the travel rule is trying to stop that from happening with crypto.
No more suitcases of Bitcoin.
Right. The travel rule says you need to include information about the sender and the receiver with certain crypto transactions.
I can see why some people don't like that.
Yeah, some people see it as a privacy issue, but regulators see it as essential to stop illegal activity.
So what do CASPs need to do to comply?
KYC, know your customer. They need really good systems to verify their customers' identities.
So like opening a bank account, but even stricter.
Yeah. And they need to monitor transactions for anything suspicious.
Looking for red flags.
Exactly. And they need to have procedures for reporting suspicious activity to the authorities.
It's a lot of work.
It is. But the penalties for not complying are huge. We're talking fines, reputational damage, even losing licenses.
So it's not just about being ethical, it's about survival.
Exactly. And it makes a whole crypto ecosystem safer and more trustworthy when everyone follows the rules.
It's like cleaning up a polluted river.
Exactly. By taking AML seriously, CASPs can show regulators, traditional financial institutions, and the public that they're serious about doing things the right way.
So it's about building legitimacy and trust. Okay, we covered a lot today. MiCAR, MiFID II, PSD2, DORA, and AML.
That's a lot.
My head is spinning.
Hopefully it's starting to make sense, though.
Yeah, it's like we put together a giant jigsaw puzzle.
And the puzzle keeps changing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
The crypto world is always changing, and the regulations are trying to keep up. It's tough to stay on top of everything.
Exactly. So my advice to all the compliance officers out there is be proactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, be proactive. Don't wait for the regulators to come knocking.
Yeah.
Take the time to understand these frameworks, really figure out what applies to your business, and build strong compliance measures right from the start.
Don't try to add it on later.
Yeah, it's way harder to try and fix it later.
It's like trying to fix a foundation after the house is built.
Exactly. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing.
Oh, definitely not.
The crypto world is always changing, and so are the rules. You got to stay informed and be ready to adapt.
It's like learning to surf.
Yeah, you got to be ready for those big waves. And don't be afraid to ask for help. There are people and resources out there that can help you make sense of all this.
Yeah, there are some experts out there. I know it can feel overwhelming.
It can. But even with all the challenges, there's still so much potential in crypto.
Yeah, for those who can figure out the compliance piece.
Yeah, the opportunities are huge. It's an exciting time to be in this space.
But compliance has to be a priority.
It does, if you want to succeed in the long run.
Well, I think we covered a lot today. MiCAR, MiFID, 2 PSD2, DORA, AML, the travel rule.
It's a lot.
That was quite a journey through the EU's crypto compliance landscape.
Yeah, hopefully our listeners have a better understanding now of how these regulations work and how to approach compliance strategically.
I know I learned a lot. Thank you for explaining all this. It's a really complex topic, but you made it clear and easy to understand.
It was my pleasure.
And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
If you enjoyed this episode and you're interested in learning more about compliance with us, consider becoming a paid subscriber.
Yeah, for just $4.99 a month, you get full access to all our premium episodes.
We share a lot of insights, stories, things you won't find anywhere else.
The link is in the show notes. Until next time, stay curious, stay compliant, and keep diving deep with us.